It's easy to look at someone walking into a room with their head held high, speaking effortlessly, and think they must have been born with that kind of confidence. But the truth is, not everyone is born confident. But no one said we have to stay shy forever either. Think about how many chances we've turned down, not because we couldn't do it, but because we felt we weren't ready enough. That time we didn't raise our hand in a meeting, that job we didn't apply for because we thought someone else would be better, that conversation we avoided because we didn't trust ourselves to say the right thing. Here's something I wish more of us had heard sooner. Confidence is not a personality trait. It's something you build, little by little, through action. Every time we speak up, show up, or try something new, even when we're unsure, we teach our brain a new story. I can handle this. I've done this before. We don't have to wait for confidence to show up before we act. Usually it's the other way around. We act first and confidence catches up. And often the very things we avoid because we don't feel confident, speaking in public, trying something new, showing up as we really are often the exact things that create confidence over time. So the question becomes, what kind of actions actually help us build it? Confidence begins with honesty. A lot of us confuse confidence with being fearless, as if the only way to be taken seriously is to never hesitate, never admit you're unsure. We need to have the perfect answer, the steady tone, the calm expression, otherwise we'll lose respect. But trying to act confident when you don't feel it, it's exhausting. Real confidence doesn't begin with fearlessness, it begins with honesty. Honest enough to say, I'm a little nervous right now. Honest enough to admit, I don't know everything yet, but I'm learning. Honest enough to own, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not giving up. Michelle Obama once shared something that surprised a lot of people, not because it was grand, but because it was deeply honest. She said, I still have a little imposter syndrome. It doesn't go away, that feeling that you shouldn't take me seriously. What do I know? Imposter syndrome is that quiet voice that tells you you're not good enough, even when the facts say otherwise. The belief that your success is just luck and that one day people will find out you don't actually belong. Coming from a former First Lady of the United States, someone who had spoken at the most prestigious stages in the world, this wasn't what people expected to hear. But it was exactly what made the room lean in. She wasn't hiding her doubts. She wasn't trying to appear bulletproof. She was showing up with her whole self, experience, strength, and uncertainty included. And in that moment, she reminded everyone that confidence isn't pretending you have no fear. It's choosing to speak anyway and trusting that your truth is enough. That kind of honesty doesn't make you look small. It makes you real. And being real is what people remember. Confidence starts with one action. A friend of mine once told me she stood outside a small networking event for 10 full minutes. She wasn't new to the industry. She had good experience, interesting ideas, and real value to offer. But they didn't stop her hands from sweating. She said what helped her wasn't a pep talk or some big mental trick. It was a simple thought. I'll just walk in. I don't have to impress anyone. I just have to enter the room. And so she counted silently. 3, 2, 1, and opened the door. We often think we need to feel confident before we take that first step. But more often, it's the opposite. The step comes first, and the confidence follows behind. And this isn't just personal wisdom. It's something we can explain through science. Behavioral psychologists call it the action begets motivation principle. We assume we need to feel motivated first, but in reality, taking a small action, even when we don't feel ready, actually creates the motivation and confidence we're missing. It's how the brain works. Once we act, even in a small way, our nervous system shifts. We move from hesitation into engagement. Our brain rewards movement, not perfection. In fact, psychologist Dr. Mel Robbins popularized the exact same method, the 5-second rule. She explains that if you don't act on an instinct within 5 seconds, your brain will talk you out of it. So count backward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move before hesitation takes over. And this applies everywhere. 3, 2, 1, and we walk into the meeting. 3, 2, 1, and we click send on that email. 3, 2, 1, and we raise our hand even if our voice might shake. So if you're hesitating, don't wait for the right words or the right mood. Maybe all you need is a little countdown. 3, 2, 1, and just go. Confident people don't compete. They cheer. There's something almost automatic about how we compare ourselves to others. We've all been there. You open your phone, see someone announcing a new job, someone else buying a house, getting engaged, and something inside tightens. You're happy for them, yeah, but Also a little less happy with yourself. But here's what most people don't talk about. Confident people feel it too. They see the same posts, hear the same news, they feel the same sting. But they just don't feel the need to pull back when others rise. They lean in, they clap, they say, "Well done," and they mean it. Because they know something simple and freeing. Someone else's success is not your failure. Because cheering for someone else creates something that comparison never can. Connection and energy. Deep confidence isn't about pretending not to care. It's about recognizing that someone else's moment has nothing to do with your timeline. It's about shifting from "why not me" to "that's proof it's possible." It's about knowing that clapping for others is not losing ground. It's choosing to stay in motion without bitterness. And if you can do that, if you can say, "their win doesn't take away from mine," you free yourself. You stop measuring sideways. You start moving forward. And that kind of mindset, that's what real confidence is built on. So next time you feel that twinge, don't swallow it down or pretend it's not there. Notice it. Then choose differently. Celebrate them. Stay open. Keep walking. Borrowing confidence from your own past. There's a source of confidence we often forget to tap into, and it's not in books, courses, or other people's advice. It's in us, and the things we've already done. Remember the first time you spoke up in a meeting? The first time you said no when it felt uncomfortable? The first time you tried something new and didn't completely fall apart? Those moments, no matter how small they seemed, were not accidents. They were proof. Proof that there's already a version of you who knows how to be brave. And if that version of you existed once, it can show up again. The challenge you're facing now? The thing that feels too big, too unfamiliar, too hard? It might be new, but the part of you that can face hard things is not. Confidence doesn't always have to be built from scratch. Sometimes you just need to borrow it from a moment you've already lived. A moment where you didn't feel ready, but showed up anyway. So pause, go back and remember. And let the memory of what you've already overcome remind you of what you're still capable of. Why small wins matter more than you think. We often think success needs to be big before it's worth noticing. A new title, a huge win, a moment that others can see. But the truth is, what keeps our confidence alive isn't the major milestones. It's the small signals we send to ourselves along the way. Like the time you said no, kindly, clearly, and without apology. The time you sent the message you'd been holding back. The time you spoke an idea out loud, even if your voice wavered just a little. If every time you do something brave, something new, something difficult, and you just move on to the next thing, what are you really teaching yourself? So don't wait. Celebrate now. That was hard, and I did it. And when your brain starts believing that effort leads somewhere, it starts showing up with more focus, more energy, more courage. Confidence grows when you stop asking for permission to be yourself. There's a subtle way we give our power away. Not in big dramatic moments, but in tiny daily trades. Like agreeing when we don't. Saying yes when we're tired. Smiling through a joke that just felt a little too sharp. Softening our voice, our truth, our pace, just enough to stay likable. Not too much, not too loud. Each moment feels harmless on its own. But slowly these tiny choices form a habit. A habit of stepping back, softening down, making space for others by stepping out of our own. So here's something simple you can try. If someone makes a joke at your expense and everyone laughs, don't laugh along. Let your face stay neutral. You don't need to scold anyone. Just don't smile. Let that moment pass without your approval. If someone asks for your time and you're already tired, try saying, "I can't take that on right now," without giving 3 reasons why. Just say it kindly, clearly, and let the sentence stop. And if someone shares an opinion you don't agree with, but you usually nod to avoid conflict, try staying quiet. Just sit in that space where you disagree, but don't feel the need to fix it. These may sound small, but they're not. Because every time you stay where you are, instead of moving yourself to make someone else more comfortable, you're doing something important. You're building the kind of confidence that doesn't need to prove anything, because it's rooted in self-respect. After watching this far, maybe you can now picture what confidence really looks like. It's not someone standing on a stage, arms wide open. It's someone who counts silently, 3, 2, 1, and still walks onto that stage anyway. It's not someone who always has the perfect answer. It's someone who says, "I'm still figuring it out," and keeps speaking. It's someone who claps first for someone else, not out of politeness, but because they're secure enough to celebrate others. It's someone pausing, remembering a moment they were proud of, and letting that memory give them the courage to take one more step. It's not someone waiting for a big win. It's someone who pauses, smiles to themselves, and quietly says, "That was hard, and I did it." That's what real confidence looks like. So if any part of this video stayed with you, let me know in the comments. Click like if it gave you something to think about. And if you'd like more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for being here.